Good morning, everyone. So, this time, I am going to talk about the specializations of transportation engineering. But first, what is transportation engineering? Transportation engineering is essentially the use of science and technology for organizing, functioning, and managing transportation systems. So, transportation nowadays is very essential tungod sa mga innovations caused by the increasing pace of technology. Di ba sa una, unlike karon, kailangan pa mulakaw og mga pila ka miles usa maabot sa destination. But today, naa tay mga transportation systems and transportation vehicles nga makatransport sa tuwa from one place to another. And even the loads nga butang nga ingana kay matransport na og mga pila ka minutes. Aside from that, the purpose of transportation engineering kay dili lang about sa inventions, but also for the safetyness of the people. Kay if natay sakto nga mga transportation systems like bridges, tunnels, railroads, and highways, kay mas safe ang ato ang pag-travel. And if safe ang ato ang pag-travel, then we know nga effective ang ato ang transportation systems. So next, kay ang mga specializations of transportation engineering. First, kay we have the highway engineering. Highway engineering or engineering for highway transportation involves planning, construction, and operation of highway systems, urban streets, roads and bridges, as well as parking facilities. Aside sa kanang definition, highway engineering does not only deals with the planning and construction of main roads, labi na sa mga urban areas, but it also handles the maintenance or safetyness of a specific highway. Example ana kay ang mga roads nga gipang usab bis wala pa naguba. But ang main reason gid ana niya is to prevent possible accidents and hazards. And we know nga highway engineers are experts and they know better than us when it comes to transportation needs. So therefore, it is better nga sundon nato sila. Next is railroad engineering. Railroad engineering or engineering for railroad transportation involves planning, construction, and operation of terminals, loading or unloading facilities, trackage, bridges, tunnels, and mass transit systems that use a fixed guideway such as light rail or monorails. So railroad engineering handles the operation of mass transit systems. Example ani kay mga train railways. So di ba ganahan namtay two types of rails, ang light rail ug ang monorail. Kaning sa left side, which is the light rail, kay it is consist of two kabok nga rail tracks, left and right. And most commonly makita ni nato siya kanang sa subways. And sa monorail side, kay natay kanang murag flyover nga type sa rail track. And it only consists of one kabok rail track. Typical tasks of railroad engineering would include determining horizontal and vertical alignment designs. Meaning sa horizontal alignment, kay ang direction sa railway track from above viewpoint follows a left and right curve. So for example, kung sa highway pa and musakay tag bus, kay ang left and right nga kurbada mo na siya ang kanang left and right horizontal alignment design. And sa vertical side, kay it follows an up and down curve coming from a straight view perspective. So kung sa highway gyapon and musakay tag bus, kung unsa ang pasag ka ang panaog nga kanang kurbada, mo na siya ang kanang vertical alignment. And mura sa kanang sa roller coaster kanay kanang up and down nga kanang curve. Railways are fixed, therefore railway system must be efficient in order to transport goods and people safely. So basically, railroad engineering or engineers focuses mainly on train movement control. Next is traffic engineering. Traffic engineering deals with the planning, geometric design, and traffic operations of roads, streets, and highways, their networks, terminals, abutting lands, and relationships with other modes of transportation. So the main purpose of traffic engineering is to optimize and maintain the transfer of goods and people, and also para makaprovide og efficient traffic flow, and for the implementation of traffic signals. Like for example, sa picture kay natay kanang murag nag-cross nga roads, and napot tay pedestrian lanes and traffic lights. mao na siya ang kanang purpose sa traffic engineering para ma-organize ang traffic flow labi na sa mga urban areas. Kaysa urban areas mong kay nay kanang disperse ang ilahang transportation adto. Anak ilang city kay compressed. So mas kuan gid ang kanang transportation nila ato. Need og kanang traffic flow. Organized nga traffic flow. Kay tungod sa intense nga traffic. Gikan sa mga highways, traffic signals, pedestrian lane, and many other concepts sa traffic flow kay gigamit sa mga traffic engineers. Next kay ang airport engineering. Airport engineering handles the design and construction of airports. Airport engineers must account for the impacts and demands of aircraft in their design of airport facilities. So based sa kanang definition, kung unsay naa sa airport are mostly made by airport engineers. Ikan sa mga facilities, landing areas, runways, and the airport itself are developed by airport engineers. And by that, kanang sila mo ay responsible kung unsay impacts ilang design. Kay, for example, if dako ang ilang mabahin nga space para sa landing o para sa parking sa aircraft, then mas dako ang demand sa aircraft or mas dako ang kanang aircraft nga magamit, and by that mas efficient and effective siya. So next is the water transport engineering. Water transport engineering for water transportation entails the design and construction of a vast array of facilities such as canals, locks and dams, and port facilities. Water transportation like port facilities and ships for cargos kay dili lang sila ang mga applicable sa water engineering. Some of those includes the construction of canals para sa transportation sa mga boats and ships, and also sa kanang construction sa dams para sa irrigation, which is literal nga water transportation. Not to go far from that, kay the main purpose of water transportation is for the ships, kanang boats, cargos, transportation of goods, and transportation of people, and sa kanang irrigation sad. And aripod masud ang kanang last nga specialization sa transportation engineering, which is pipeline transportation engineering. Pipeline transportation engineering embraces the design and construction of pipelines, pumping stations, and storage facilities. Sa transportation engineering, dili lang tanan about sa roads, bridges, railways, ports, and airports, but also applicable pod ang other transportation systems such as pipelines. So, pipelines are used to transport liquids such as water or gas or petroleum products over great distances. So, this type of transportation engineering primarily supports the movement of products gamit ang pipelines. Sa, di ba sa katong water transportation, natay irrigation. And ang irrigation kay magdid mo gina siya pipeline para matransport ang water from one place to another kung asa siya gamiton. So, ari ni nato makita mostly ang pipelines sa factories. Even sa tong balay na putay pipes para sa clean water like gripo, and pipelines para sa used water like drainage. Pipelines are often constructed underground, and that is because it is more convenient and safe that way. Kay if above ground siya, mas dali mag-leak tungod sa mga outside factors like sa weather o kung balat-ugan siya. And if mag-leak gani siya, then useless ang iyang construction and sayang ang iyang budget. So that's all for the specializations of transportation engineering. Now let us proceed to the elements of transportation engineering, and that will be tackled by Mr. Gilbert Compañero.
Thank you, Boss Vincent James Hilebran. Now I will discuss about the elements of transportation engineering. Transportation planning. Transportation planning essentially involves the development of a transport model which will accurately represent both the current and as well as future transportation system. This is the process of looking at the current state of transportation in the region, designing for future transportation needs. So, transportation planning can be done. They seeks to find solutions for the current problems when it comes to transportation. So for example kato sa una kay nagkalesa ra ang mga tao, gamay ra masulod sa kan gamay ra og gana gamay ra capacity ang kalesa. So ang mga engineers nag-develop sila og sakyanan kanang mga bus, taxi o kanang uban pa nga mode of transportation karon nga which helps nato sa atong pag-travel. Next is geometric design. This refers to the dimension and arrangements of visible features of a roadway. This includes pavement widths, either horizontal and vertical. So, pavement widths kaya na siyang gibagon sa asfalto. Og kabantay mo mas baga ang nasa tunga, either nara ang baga sa tunga padung sa kilid magkanipis or naiusa ra ka side nga mas baga kanang agyanan baron sa mga 10 wheelers kanang mga bugat nga sakyanan. Then slopes, channelization, intersections, and other features that can significantly affect the operations. Safety and capacity of the road network. The geometric design of a roadway should be consistent with the intended functional classification of the highway and fit the characteristics and needs of all its users. So dapat ang kalsada kay fit gi siya sa or sakto siya sa kanang needs sa tao nga tarong gi siya pagkahimo. Dili siya dali maunsa. Pavement analysis and design. Pavement design deals with the structural design of roads, both bituminous and concrete, so asphalt and concrete, commonly known as flexible pavement and rigid pavements, respectively. It deals with the design of paving materials, determination of layer thickness, and construction and maintenance procedure. The design mainly covers structural aspects, functional aspects, drainage. Structural design ensures the pavement has enough strength to withstand the impact of loads. Functional design emphasizes on riding quality, and the drainage design protects the pavement from damage due to water infiltration. Pavement analysis design is about sa kanang sa klase sa kalsada karon, example asfalto ba or concrete. Then if asphalt siya, makadaog ba siya sa load sa panalitan nagko nga mga truck, dili ba siya nipis ra. Then sa concrete kay kabalo tang ligon gina ang concrete, so tarong ba pagka kuha ng ang drainage system dira, dili ba yung magbaha og maguwan. Same sa asphalt nga dapat kay ma doubt ra bang kalsada sa sigyan og kuan sa tubig nga mapundo. So dapat na proper drainage system. Then okay ra siya agianan, dili ba siya ngon lubak-lubak or kanang wala na tarong paghimo ba hinana. In addition to the three major elements of transportation, there are several other important elements. So first is the public transportation. Public transportation or mass transportation deals with the study of transportation system that meets the travel needs of several people by sharing a vehicle. Generally, this focuses on the urban travel by bus and rail transit. The major topics includes characteristics of various modes, planning, management and operations, and policies or promoting public transportation. Public transportation kanang mga mode of transportation nato karon petan sa mga bus. Sa una mag-travel ay kay karon daghan na kay mga minibus, mga series nana, taxi ug daghan pa. So masabtan mo ng public transportation. Then sa second is environmental impact assessment. The depletion of fossil fuels and degradation of the environment has been severe concern of the planners in the past few decades. Transportation, in spite of its benefits, to the society is a major contributor to the above concern. The environmental impact assessment attempts in quantifying the environmental impacts and try to evolve strategies for mitigation and reduction of the impact due to both construction and operation. Primarily, impacts and fuel consumption, air pollution, and noise pollution. So, kabalo mo tanong ha, kanang mas if mudaghan og mga sakyanan, di ba grabe na kay na sila aso na ma-produce. So, madaot sa ang environment din aside na. Then sa kanang mga sakyanan, di ba need mo na sila og gas, so mutaas sila, ay mutaas ang ato ang or mga katong tagiya sa sakyanan mataas o ang mga drivers mataas silang fuel consumption. So mo na i-mitigate or tagag solution sa mga transportation engineer sa sana siya sa tagaan kay to find solution sa para sa tuwang mga tao, then dili siya maka-harm sa environment. Then sa noise pollution, so saba ra gyud kinasamot na mag-traffic nya magsige na lang busina ang mga tao, so saba gyud kayo siya. Then accident analysis and reduction, so one of the silent killers of humanity is transportation. Kabang kita nakita ginabalita nga na disgrasya bagoy rasad katong sa Talisay na disgrasya to. Then several statistics evaluates that more people are killed due to transportation than great wars and natural disasters. This discipline of transportation looks at the causes of accidents from perspective of human, road, and vehicle and formulate plans for the reduction. So, mga transportation engineers usa sa nila sa ilang mga buhaton on is kanang pag-reduce sa mga nangamatay due to transportation kay daghan na ba kay kuan sa mga single daghan kay mga nangamatay nya sa mga bus sad masay mga accidents nya they seeks to find solution kung saan pag-reduce inana sa like kuan magbutang sila speed limit baron kay haron dili nga magpakusog ug maayo ang mga sakyanan. The last one is the intelligent transport system. With advent of computers, communication, and vehicle technology, it is possible in these days to operate transportation systems much effectively with significant reduction in the adverse impacts of transportation. Intelligent transport systems offers better mobility, efficiency, and safety with the help of state-of-the-art technology. Intelligent transport systems, or ITS, are the control and information systems that use integrated communications and data processing technologies for purposes of improving the mobility of people and goods, increasingly safety, reducing traffic congestion. So sila mo yung mag-monitor if traffic na kayo nga na yung mga tao nga nagtanaw na sa naman yung mga CCTV ka ng mga camera, traffic cameras, so na yung mga tao nga na ay nag-monitor ana. Intelligent transport systems, or ITS, are the control and information systems that use integrated communications and data processing technologies for purposes of improving the mobility of people and goods, increasingly safety, reducing traffic congestions, and managing incidents, effectively meeting transport policy goals and objectives such as demands in public or transport priorities measures. ITS has the potential to relieve some of the most difficult problems that affect the road transport today. In general, ITS applications have the capability to improve traffic flow by reducing congestions, quickly detect incidents, and appropriately respond to them. Second is improve air quality by reducing pollution levels locally and minimizing travel delay. Improve safety by providing advance warning and before potential crash situations. Butang sila signs, mga road signs sa speed limit or sa kurbada baron nga likuon gigayo. And other safety safety road signs, then minimize the impacts of environmental highway and human factors that contribute to accidents. So that's all about the elements of transportation engineering. Now let's have Boss Carl James Katipay to discuss about the impacts or effects of transportation engineering in the environment and energy.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. So, I am your reporter for today. I will tackle about the impacts or effects of transportation engineering in the environment and energy. So, the growth of speedy transportation is man's greatest achievement in minimizing distances, but at the same time, it has also become a cause of environmental degradation. So, as you can see in this PowerPoint, so the first one is energy consumption in transport and environmental pollution. So, transport requires energy mainly for vehicle operation and to some extent also for manufacturing of the vehicle. So, klaro naman kay daan na in terms of transportation, so naagid sa mga vehicles nga na. So, vehicles is need when is energy para dagan. So, as you can see in the figure, so demand for transport, so energy use in system. So, first one is energy use in vehicle operation is 66%, so dako kaayo. So, next is energy use in vehicle maintenance is 4%, then energy use in vehicle manufacture is 1.4%, then energy use in infrastructure provision is 6.6%, so the total of this is 12% na sa kilid. So, energy use in raw material manufacture, so 4.6%. Then last is the energy use in energy generation is 17.4%. So kana silang tanan, so it can cause pollution. So another is kilid. So like in the UK, so it is estimated that in developed countries like UK, the traffic increases up to 142% predicted for the year 2025. The energy consumption will continue to increase substantially in spite of fuel efficiency measures. So samot pa kadiri sa tuan na third developing country ta. So mas mo samot yun yung kanang energy consumption. So next is number 2 is, or the next slide is air pollution. Guys, see Optimum Pride. So air pollution. So common naman nato diri sa ato ang surroundings, especially in the cities. So especially in the cities na yung mga vehicles na mubugag dagko kay kanang mga baga king asuba na makasira sa atong atmosphere or mga air pollution, makadamage sa atong atmosphere that cause kanang makainit samot og kainit ang atong kanang world because of the kanang mga guba man sila atmosphere ang air pollution, mao nang magasud ang mga ray of sun nga mga init kayo. So transport is a major source of air pollution, so not only in developed but in developing country also. So pareha nato ang third world country, developing country. Then ecologists believe that the rapid increase in the number of vehicles on our roads, which has taken place without any real restriction, is fast developing an environmental crisis. So environmental crisis trabagan ng air pollution nga. Then exhaust fumes are the major source of atmospheric pollution by the motor vehicle. Then the main pollutants, then mga nada na sa mga main pollutants like the carbon monoxide or CO, the result of incomplete combustion na poisonous gas na siya. So next is ang sunod po the unburnt hydrocarbons. So this caused by the evaporation of petrol and the discharge only of partially burnt hydrocarbons. So next is other gases and deposits, and then katong mga nitrogen oxides, ethyl, lead, and carbon dust particles. So mo ni mga kuan sa air pollution, mga makakuan sila ba mga gubag yung atmosphere kani sila. Then it is clear that a very large amount of pollutants are being emitted from various forms of transport into the air that we breathe. So mao muna sa kuan sa tawag ani kana ang kana air pollution delikado sa benas mga tao na nang dapin sa mga dana na yung mga kanang sa tao ni ang daplin sa dana makasimhot sa kanang mga pollution. So delikado pud na silang kanang kinabuhi kay nasad ba kanang sina musud ba na sa atong lungs sa ato ang kuan din na mo ni mga cause og sakit. So a short-term solution is likely to made by the medications to the present time of engine and to improve combustion within the exhaust time system, so as Japanese manufacturers have done in many cases. So the next is noise pollution. So kani yung noise pollution, so samot pag kanang kanang bagong kanang daplin ka sa dan tapos nindot na pud nagkatog ya mo na din kanang si tawag ni makamata lang din ka din ya kadaghanan bes Pilipino is dili mamata og kanang si tawag ni kanang suguon nga na di ba ginaumata kanang mga langas kay nindot nagkatog nindot nagkagdamgo ya makamata din ka. So mao na ni akakuan ng mga daplin sa daan ng atong balay kay noise pollution nga gid. Another side effect of transport system is the noise pollution. Then the sources of noise from road vehicles are many and varied, including brake squeal, door slam, loose loads, then horns, then horns mo kinakakuan kay din over amplified music systems nga. So rail noise depends on the form of propulsion, the nature and load, the speed of train and the type of truck. So the noise pollution problems around airports are well known. Kanang ngana mo ni kanang sa noise pollution mo gini pinaka kuan gid basta ana gid daklindan. Mo ni impacts mo na sa environment gid siya. Samot pa kanang mga sayo kanang mga sakyanan na magsilag pipip na langas kaayo. Mo ni nagakuan sa noise pollution. So the next one is the land consumption and landscape damage. So land consumption and landscape damage, so natural naman gina kay kung magpadlapad gi ka sa daan so mosamot gid mo consume gina sa land. So nasa uban na kanang mga maghimong tag mga sakyanan kanang roads or railways na dili bitaw sila mahumon na mo ni maka damage sa kanang land ba. Then for example, where a corridor of land along the road must be kept undeveloped for safety reasons, then if the pipeline itself causes no direct consumption of land, ironically, severance may seriously restrict the movement of people and animals between kuan gid siya tawagan ni So airports are such large blocks of land that they create severance effects in their particular location. So airport dako ba gyud ang airport, so land consumption niya dako sigud kaayo ni gina sa dako na makonsume gina sa dako na land kay dako ba kay ng airport kailangan daw dako kay ang eroplano kanang mga airplanes so dagko ba kay na so need gina sa dako gid kana sa kanang sa tawagan ni makonsume na land. So the more daghan na kuan mga railroads, mga airports, mga kanang train track kanang mayana. So the more gamay lang din natong land kay sige man sa consume og land man then napoy uban na dili lagi mahuman so kalan damage din siya din. So the last one is the ecological degradation. So degradation of terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem as measured by indicators such as reduced habitat or species diversity, primary productivity, or the areal extent of ecologically valuable plant and animal communities. So sa kuan na sa ecological degradation sa mga kuan na mga hayop na siya sa mga atong ecosystems. Then however, the indirect or secondary effects of transport development may also be responsible for many adverse impacts on wildlife. So mao gid sa naiuban na kanang magbutang og kanang way of transportation sa kanang mga wildlife kanang nay mga hayop bitaw nabi uban nindot ba kanang butangan samot pag kanang new pagid na kanang pagkuan sa land ba. So new pagid ang kanang burag bago pa panan-aw sa mga tao ba so kuan nagianan ba na makakuan gina sa kanang ecosystem samot pa sa mga animals including this associated with air, water and noise pollution bagid sa dili lang ang tao may maapektuhan labot pud ang mga animals pud kay burara ba gyapon na sila kanang si tao ngani tao mo langhap sila air then mo inom sila tubig then makakuan gyapon sila noise pollution bisag kapahoy sila din na sila kapahoy. So